I'm loving the MCU. I'm nearly almost caught up. Like I have like I think I have 2 series and 3 movies. Shang-Chi, Black Widow, Eternals. Those are the movies. And then I have What If, Hawkeye, and then that might be it. What do you think about Bucky? Oh my God, I love Bucky, dude. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Mr. Barnes, for the disrespect that I showed you. I didn't know who you were, but damn, I know who you are now. So, oh man, I like don't like. So we worked our way through all the Marvel movies, and we got to the Winter Soldier. And that at that point, I was like, all right, I really f with this. Like, I really f with the Captain America movies, the Winter Soldier, Mr. Barnes, love all of this. And that at that point in the watch, you know, the marathon, it was my favorite movie. I was like, yes, this is great. This is great. Who said Bucky can slap me with his metal arm? And I'd say things. Okay, I know who that was. Never mind. So I loved Winter Soldier. Loved it so much. And I actually should pull up the list that would help me. All right, so Winter Soldier happened. And then I watched Guardians. I'd already seen that. Whatever. Decent. Age of Ultron. Awesome. Ant-Man. Pretty good. There were some great moments. Made me laugh. And then we got to Civil War. And Civil War happened, and I was like, okay, up until now, Winter Soldier was my favorite. And then I saw Civil War, and I was like, okay, Civil War is my favorite. Karma's Ant-Man, your favorite? So at that point, I was like, okay, Civil War is great. I love that was like the first moment for me where I was like, the Avengers are like bleeding into the other movies, kind of like a lot. And Zootopia, not right now. We're not talking about Zootopia right now. So yeah, Civil War was great because I was like, that scene where they're all together and fighting, and I was like, damn, this is sick. This is really cool. Then you take a little break with Doctor Strange, Guardians 2. And then you see Spider-Man Homecoming, which was cool because at that point, you had been introduced to Spider-Man, but he didn't have his own movie yet. So that felt like it was perfect timing.
Have you ever had a dream that you had to, you could, you do, you it, you are, you could do so, you do, you could, you wanted him to do you so much you could do anything?
And then Thor Ragnarok happened. And then that was my favorite.
36.
Because
but
Taika...
Last year I had 37. Enjoyed the reference, Dink Love.
The Ragnarok was so good for so many reasons, but goddamn, that was a great movie. So that became my favorite. Then Black Panther happened. I had already seen Black Panther, although watching it with some context was very helpful. Loved Black Panther. And then from there, it was just like banger, 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 banger. It was Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Avengers Endgame, Spider-Man Far From Home. And I was like, sheesh. Endgame made me cry. I sobbed on my couch like a tiny little baby, and it was New Year's Eve. Couldn't handle that. Couldn't handle any of it. Actually cried my eyes out. And so that was the last like movie I watched. Then I jumped right into WandaVision, which WandaVision for me was all I could think about when I was watching it was how much everyone talked about it, and you know how popular it was when it first came out. And so I was excited for it. And I will say, it took me a moment. Like there was like I think 3 episodes where all there is like little kind of hints here and there. By the way, I guess spoilers, I'm not gonna say anything terrible, but if you haven't watched any of the Marvel movies and you don't want to be spoiled on stuff, maybe tune out for a moment. Going into WandaVision, I was excited because of all the hype, but I was also excited because I loved Wanda's character, and I even more so I loved Vision's character. And I felt a little bit deprived. I was like, I need more of them. So then I started WandaVision, and by episode 3, I was like, okay, let's go. Come on. Come on, guys. And right around there is when it starts to really pick up. and I was hooked, right? Like I was hooked. I'm going to be honest. Like my experience was like, I felt like I had to push through a little bit in the first couple episodes because I get what they were doing. But I also wanted it to like, get there. So it got there, and then I was invested. So I binge watched all of WandaVision, and wow. Wow. That really, to me, felt to me more like Wanda's origin story. More than the movies. I mean, it is her show, but that felt like it's leading into something big for Wanda. And I loved the concept of the show. I thought it was so cool how they did it. I feel like they kind of like rounded out her character really well in WandaVision. And you start to understand, I mean, I like cried, but like you start to understand why she is the way she is, and like what she might, what we might see from her in the future. But she really does feel like, like an awesome character. And I don't know. I don't know. I'm just excited to see more of Wanda and Vision. But like, yeah, she has been through all the loss. And then the ending of it was so, I don't know, there's so much to say about it, but it was great. It was really great. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was awesome. I was really excited they made that a show. Really awesome. I have to share with you all of my jujitsu notes too. I have jujitsu notes from all of the movies and shows. And I don't even know who the winner is as far as like who did the most. But Falcon and the Winter Soldier was awesome. Really, really awesome action scenes and good stunt fighting. And they did a great job of developing that storyline without somebody there. And Bucky, just can't get enough. Super bromance movie, series. Love it. You know what I mean? Like it was very easy to like, it was just feel good, And then I watched Loki, and Loki was just so good. I think Loki might have been my favorite Disney Plus series. Either that or WandaVision, but Loki was fucking good, dude. Like I watched Loki, I think in one day/night. God damn, what a great show. I just think Tom Hiddleston's amazing. I love that they had Owen Wilson. I love Sylvie's character. I love how they, so we're talking about a universe in the MCU where pretty much everything is like high tech and cool looking. Honey, now. Right, you have everyone's ship and everyone's suit and everyone's power and all these buildings. Like everything's super fucking futuristic and high tech. And they made the TVA. That's what it's called, right? The TVA. Time variance, whatever. They made that so retro and like musty themed, and I loved it. I loved how they, like, whoever had the vision for making that like whole building the way it looked, I was like, loved it. I thought it was such a great like accent piece visually to everything in the universe. The Time Variance Authority. Honey, now. So cool. And Owen Wilson was brilliant. Like what a cool casting job. But like, I just love it. I don't know. That was one of my favorite things about Loki, is how they made that look and feel. The building was its own character. Yeah. Fuck, man. It was really cool. Miss Minutes. Yeah. Who actually played Miss Minutes? Tara Strong. You know, it sounded like someone, this is really niche, but it sounded like the president of Sweetums, who marries Nick Newport Sr. Does anyone know who I'm talking about? That's who Miss Minute sounded like to me. It was just the accent, probably. So I finished Loki, and now next up, I'm gonna be watching Black Widow. And I'll report back because I probably will have seen Black Widow, at least Black Widow come Monday.
Happy New Year, Dink fam.
What if maybe Shang-Chi, maybe Eternals, yeah. I have to watch Daredevil as well. I'm still trying to complete this one list. I've already seen No Way Home. So remember, No Way Home was what sparked me, it like inspired this marathon.
Love you all.
But what's crazy is I watched No Way Home, and somehow, maybe it's because I wasn't paying perfect attention, I somehow wasn't spoiled to two of the biggest plot points that had happened up until that point. And when they happened in Endgame / Infinity War, I was like, no fucking way. I was completely in the dark. Nothing was spoiled for me. Nothing was spoiled for me. I can't believe it. And I am very happy about it. And I'm gonna rewatch No Way Home. I can't wait to rewatch it. I don't know how I didn't get spoiled. Imagine not having seen Marvel movies for years and then going to watch Spider-Man. Like, you're not really keen to things. You're not really picking up on everything. So that's what it was like for me. I was just like, oh, Spider-Man. I still really enjoyed the movie, but with no context, it was, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm gonna rewatch it, and it's gonna be probably like a different experience for me, in a good way, more comprehensive. I've not gotten any Black Widow spoilers now. Let me pull up my my MCU Jiu-Jitsu notes, because I have some. I basically wrote down anytime I saw any reasonable looking Jiu-Jitsu in any of the action sequences, who did it and what it was and things. I have notes. So I will say, and this isn't any shade to Black Widow, because I love Black Widow. There's not any shade to her. But man, they really love telling her to like jump towards the bad guy and like throw her legs around their head. You know, she does that move like in every movie, which I don't know how I feel about it. Like, it looks cool, but like, I don't know how I feel about it. I want Bucky to do that too. Oh, I would do it to Bucky. Oh. Yeah, it feels male gazy. Yeah, it's like, I mean, she's super badass, and she clearly knows her way around the fight sequences really well. Especially, what's cool in watching this as a marathon is you start to see the progression of everyone's stunt acting, essentially, because they're like, in every movie, it looks like to me they were doing more and more stunt acting, and their movement was just getting better and better. You can see, like, if you watch them in order like that, it really becomes clear, you know? I think it's supposed to be like a pincher's thing. I don't know what it is. I think it's because they want her to fly towards the bad guy using her legs. I think if you did that in real life, it would be maybe a bad idea. But like, there were a few moments where she did something related to jiu-jitsu, which was cool. But anyway, Iron Man 2, Black Widow does the flying takedown thing, where she does so there's something in jiu-jitsu, it's called a flying triangle or a flying armbar, and it basically looks similar to what she does, but what's different is in the movies when she does it, she just throws her legs on these guys' neck, and then they just magically fall down, and then she ends up on top. But if you're doing like a flying triangle or flying armbar, you're locking up the arm, or you're catching the arm and the head in the choke, in like the lock, right? And so that you're turning it into a submission. You're not just taking them down and then magically being on top. She sort of does that, but not really. Look if you want to see what I'm talking about. Here, maybe I'll look. Hold on. So it's like sort of a similar looking thing to what she does, but there's an end goal here. It's to choke someone out or submit them with an arm lock. So like, this is really fast edit, but like, Ugh. So, okay, see right here? This is the triangle. So the unfortunate man in the white has his arm and his head. That's his head and that's his arm trapped in this little triangle lock, right? So that makes it so it cuts off the blood to your head through the carotid artery, puts pressure, and you eventually go to sleep. Or you can do it, well, this is flying triangles, but there's a version of this that's just locking up the arm. Anyway, neither of which she's doing in most of her takedowns. She's just kind of like flying through the air. And it looks good, you know, but it's not real. Anyway, that was long-winded. I'm presenting my book report, chat, by the way. So I would appreciate if, you know, I would appreciate your attention. Flying triangle, Renee. Renee's gone. I don't even know who that is. So then, something happens in Thor's first movie where he's trying to like sneak into that satellite site, and one of the bad guys gets him into a rear naked choke. If you don't know what a rear naked choke is, it's basically when someone is behind you and they get your head right here and they lock it up like this, and the person's head is right there, and that's usually how it ends. And there's a lot of that in movies, and it's like rarely ever done right. They're not fully naked, no. No, it's a clickbait name. They're not naked. Why is it called naked? That's a good question. Why is the rear naked? Let's look that up.
9 out of 10 30-month resubs have been subs for 30 months. Have I mentioned that I've been subbed for 30 months? Also, rear naked.
Oh, that makes sense.
Hardly.
It's called naked because it's basically you don't need a gi to execute it. You know what a gi is, chat? We talked about this, okay? In jiu-jitsu, there's gi jiu-jitsu where you wear the kimono or the gi with all the lapels and the sleeves, and that you can use those, right? But then there's no gi where you wrestle in like shorts and rash guards. So it's referred to naked because you don't need a gi to whatever. This is just getting worse, but okay, so that happened in the Avengers. Black Widow does another flying thing. And then she sort of does like an arm lock on Hawkeye when she's fighting Hawkeye. And it's a standing arm lock. They're in like that, it's like a warehouse or some sort of industrial looking facility, and they're fighting because he was bad Hawkeye at the time. And she does this thing where she gets to his side and like locks up his arm and uses it for a takedown. That was realistic. That was realistic. So far Black Widow's in the lead because she's done borderline real stuff, and then she did a real thing. that was in Avengers 1. Yeah, that was in the first Avengers. And what I liked about that is she used the arm lock to take him down, which was the most realistic takedown I'd seen that like up until that point. Because if you have that on someone, the likelihood of them just going down because they're in a lot of pain and their arm's about to break is pretty high. That's a good way to get a takedown. You see it a lot in mixed martial arts if you watch MMA or jiu-jitsu, but in MMA you see it a lot where someone is their back's up against the fence and they get like a shoulder lock, usually a Kimura, and they use it to get out of that position because the person who's trying to take them down can't withstand that sort of discomfort because their shoulder's going to pop. So they have to it's like you use it as a means to an end. Anyway. Okay, so Captain America Winter Soldier, what do we have here? Cap versus Bucky. On the plane! Where he's like, you know me. No, I don't! Right? The TikTok sound. Heard that for the first time in its real context, which was cool. So they're fighting on the plane. So in this scene, Cap has Bucky in a standing arm lock. He has Bucky in some sort of standing arm lock. I think he has, forget exactly how it looked, but I think he had his arm like this. It was like an over the top arm lock, and he was like leaning back, and he was like,
I hope your holidays and New Year's were great. I am so appreciative of everything you do. Dink die.
And he was like threatening, you know, the arm. And George St. Pierre's in Winter Soldier. I know. So what's weird is GSP is in Winter Soldier, right? He's the bad guy, bad French guy. And then he's also in Falcon and Winter Soldier. And I love GSP. We love GSP in this house. But he did no jujitsu. It was all striking, which was cool. That's fine. I'm not mad. Anyway, so Cap has Bucky in an arm lock. Bucky doesn't respect it. Cap basically snaps his arm, his good arm, his non-metal arm, right? His real human arm. And then that leads to Cap getting the rear naked choke on Bucky. You remember this? They're on the plane, they're fighting. And Cap gets the choke on Bucky. And what I liked about this sequence, which was interesting, was, so when you have a rear naked choke on someone, you have to get your hooks in. And what does that mean? That means your legs are going around the legs of the person in front of you who are choking, and they hook on the inside of their legs. And that's to keep them in position. Because if you don't do that, they can just like turn their body and roll over and get out. So you have your hooks in, and that secures the choke in the position, right? I'm just not gonna look at chat while I explain this. So Captain America was choking Bucky. Bucky was flailing around, and Cap did not have his hooks in. So I was like, you gotta get your hooks in. What are you doing? He's gonna leave. And then he pins Bucky's metal arm with his leg, which is another way of securing the position. You pin someone's arm. It's a way of getting your hooks in. And then he finishes the choke with a gable grip, which is right here. He just like finishes the choke, and he gets him. I don't remember exactly what happens. I don't remember if Bucky goes to sleep or if he just like kind of is out of the fight or whatever, but Cap won that exchange and he used jiu-jitsu in it. So well done. That was the most complete kind of sequence I had seen, and that was in Captain America Winter Soldier. So that was good. Pretty good. To completion? Okay. Wow. Okay, so then next we have Ant-Man, which Hope. Remember when Hope is training Ant-Man to become Ant-Man, right? They're in the basement and they're doing that, like, she's like punching and kicking. She's wearing the MMA gloves. Remember that?
Howdy from Austin,
Scott,
Texas.
yes, Scott. That's right. So Hope is training Scott. She's like beating him up. She does a flying triangle, dude. Let me see if that is on YouTube, actually. Hope flying. Come on, that's got to be somewhere. Oh, I found it. Oh my God, here it is. This is great. This is great. We found it. Whoa. I'm not gonna do it with sound because I don't want to get in trouble. But okay, so she's kicking him and she's punching him.
You know I had to do it.
And then oh God. Smexy, thank you for the host. Sorry about this. She does this cool little judo takedown throw thing. And that's fake. Whatever the fuck this is. Whatever the hell shit that is, that's not real. Like, just for 1 second, can we just like analyze this position? Okay, so she has both of her arms pretty much straight. There's a little bend in this arm. this arm's kind of bent, but it's pretty much straight. She's like a full foot and a half away from his body, right? And this arm of his isn't being, so like, just humor me for 1 second, okay? If you're Scott in this position and she's doing this weird thing to your arm, literally what is stopping you from sitting up on your knees, using this arm to like push yourself up and like turn face her and like, could you please stop doing that? Just ask her nicely. Like, there's nothing about this that's holding him in position anyway. So then they're fighting. Oh, she takes one right to the liver. Damn, that was a nice punch. And then he gets punched. And here it is, right here, flying triangle. That was legit. Look at that, that was a perfect flying triangle. Beautiful, oh my God, like textbook. And then you see him, this is the triangle position. He's choking and he has to tap because he can't, there's no blood going to his brain. So that's that. So yeah, that was a good fight scene. Like textbook. Man, I'm so glad they did that. They included that. That was awesome. Right? So that was like a, let's look, right? So we're at Ant-Man at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 movies preceded this movie in the list, right? 11 movies preceded this, and it was the first time you saw a proper triangle. All those Black Widow flying things and not a real triangle in sight, but then this was the first one, which was cool, so I appreciate that. Thank you, Hope, for demonstrating a flying triangle. I haven't watched Black Widow yet. That's next on my list. I just finished Loki. Thoughts on Gamora and Nebula's heartbreaking character development? Oh man, that's a good question. First of all, I love Nebula. I love Nebula. Gamora's great too, but I loved Nebula. Like, what a cool character. And their development together like was something else. Such great writing in that storyline and that relationship. Really liked it. But Nebula, I really felt for her because I was like, as much as Gamora has dealt with a bunch of shit,
been around much lately, but
Nebula
I always share my Prime sub with my family. Dink lovey.
Yo, thank you, Dojo. Dojo Master, good timing. Something about Nebula, she's just so troubled. She's dealt with so much shit and she's been like brainwashed, and all she's ever really wanted was to like make people happy and to like do right by people, and could never seem to do enough to please you know who, right? And like, man, I really like Nebula. Have you done much jiu-jitsu lately? Well, oddly enough, I haven't over the last month because of Omicron. I've been taking some time off. I took some time off because Smexy, thank you again for the host. I hope you're doing well. Hope your stream was fun. I took some time off just to be safe, and it's been a good decision, although I miss it. So in Black Panther, I have Black Panther next. There's only 3 more examples of Molly. Thank you for the gifted sub to Smexy, by the way. Missed you, but I hope you had a good break. Lickety, thank you. Had a wonderful time chatting and then playing some Dragon Age Inquisition. Okay. So in Black Panther, T'Challa is fighting. Remember during those little fights they had on like the cliffside, the challenge fights by the water. So Black Panther, T'Challa's fighting. I think it was the fight before. I'm trying to remember which fight it was. I think it was the fight before Killmonger. I think it was the first one. And he locks in this beautiful inverted triangle with an arm lock. Let me look it up. Oh, M'Baku, yeah, okay. This is it. Look at this shit, dude. So, slow-mo. He does a cool little capoeira thing. He catches him in it. He has his arm and his head. And this is called an inverted triangle because he's above him and he's facing the same way. In a triangle, usually you're facing your opponent face to face, but when it's like that, it's called inverted. So he has an inverted triangle and an arm lock. Look at this, beautiful. Oh, and he has it locked up and everything. So right here, he's getting the choke, right? So this would send him to sleep, but he also, just for, icing on the cake, he has the arm locked up, right? And so what people will do oftentimes when they have a triangle is, oh, see, look, his leg, the lock broke. They'll have a triangle and they'll also grab the arm to secure it, right? So you have 2 points of discomfort to make the person give up. So this was nice. That was a great shot. Whoever, choreographed this fight scene knew some stuff. That was kind of cool. My brain is so empty. Well, chat, you know what? I wrote down these notes, so I just wanted to share them with you, even if they made no sense. All right, we have 2 more examples that are worthy of talking about. The next one, let me see if I could find a video. Yep, I found it. Oh, this is great. There's clips of everything. So this is in Endgame, and this is when Cap is fighting Cap. If you know, you know. Otherwise, you spoiler.
I don't want to hurt you.
America's ass, chat. Okay, so yeah, this is actually that scene, isn't it? What was my note? Yeah, he does the rear naked choke. So this is the second rear naked choke that Cap lands in the series, but he's doing it against himself. But he knows some stuff. It's just a little scratch. They'll be fine. Okay, look. So this is great. So the first step is getting right under the neck, right? And then he locks it up sort of with his other arm. See, right here, this hand really should be like in the crease of his arm right here. It should be like this, but in a lot of movies, they just kind of like mail it in. So he has it, then he takes him down, right? But right here, that's not a safe position for Cap, right? For Cap, it's a great position, but for Cap, it's a really bad position. And what I mean by that is Cap can easily just like turn his hips and roll out of this and stand up. And Cap is wasting a chance at, winning the fight by not hooking his legs. So he kind of scoots towards him, and there goes one hook. This is what I was talking about. So, well, he doesn't put it in, but he uses it to sweep, and then they roll over, and let's see when he gets his hooks in. Here comes the hook. There it is. Flying over the top. That's the hook, right? So now Cap's in a lot of trouble, and Cap knows that. So Cap's going to keep trying to control. Although in this shot, the hook is gone, which makes no sense because continuity, hello? Like, look at his leg here. His leg is perfectly hooked in here. And then cut. Where's his leg? Immersion broken. What a bad movie. So he's reaching for the weapon. I think this might be... Oh, yeah. Then he puts the hook back in. I think he gets a body triangle here. The Cap's in real trouble, like, in this moment because he knows he's kind of messed up. And Cap knows that.
Is alive.
Okay. All right. No more spoilers. That was that. So that was a great fight scene. I would have done with a little bit more, but also I don't know how you even choreograph a fight scene when someone's fighting themselves. So then my last example is from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And this is an episode where Sharon, the secret agent lady who's like hiding, I forget her last name, but she was the one, Sharon was the one who was Cap's neighbor. Sharon Carter, thank you. She was Cap's neighbor, and she was the relative of Cap's lover from the Peggy, thank you, yes. From way back in the day. And so he thought that she was just like the neighbor who was sweet and checking on him, but she's a secret agent. And there's an episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier where she's fighting like one of the mercenary guys in that big industrial yard with all the big like containers. Oh baby, all fight scenes? Sharon Carter? Dude, someone did the work. Holy crap. Okay, here we go. Beautiful. So she's fighting the baddies, slamming in the head with her baton. You can actually tell a lot of her fight scenes, she's really stunt acting, which was really impressive because like she knew what the fuck she was doing. So she has this guy's arm. That was pretty cool. Neutralizes the threat who has a knife, breaks the knife out. See, this whole time, this is realistic though. This is like not movie stuff. Like the way she has, this is an arm lock. I mean, it's not traditional, but like this guy's arm is in trouble. So he has to kind of just lay there. He's not just like being dumb. So then she gets the knife, uses it, kicks, punches. Here we go, here we go. Okay, that's not good for her. Will she come back? And then it just cuts. Well, I don't know how she got here, but this is a triangle. This is an inverted triangle. I don't know. I wish they would have led up to this, but it like doesn't matter because it's included. I don't know. Where's the transition? Because like right here, damn, he could just like stomp her and that's it. But I don't know. They just kind of, she got saved by the edit, I guess. So then she ends up in a super dominant, amazing, powerful position where this guy is just like begging for his life. I don't know. This feels like a little disjointed. I'm actually realizing this right now. How did we get here? Whatever. This is a beautiful inverted triangle. Just beautiful. And she's doing the thing that T'Challa did with the arm lock. Right? She's choking him. Her foot actually, her foot right here should be over here. It's good enough, but her foot technically should be like by his hip. And she's locked up the arm right here. Beautiful. Oh, shit. Here. Yeah, and he's like really struggling. Even though he's got an Ace of Spades tattoo on his hand, he can't breathe. And his arm hurts a lot. Oh, now she puts the leg in the right position. Dude, she knows what she's doing. Look, she listened to us. She's like, oh, I'm supposed to put my leg over there? Okay. Beautiful. Really puts pressure on the arm. Love that. Love that. That was the finale. Love that. Great jiu-jitsu from Sharon Carter. I don't know how she won that fight, but she did. Bucky scene? Give me a scene and I'll analyze it. I don't know what Bucky scene you're talking about. He didn't do a whole lot of jiu-jitsu that was notable, at least that I noticed. Maybe I missed it. Civil War. Oh, you want me to show you the plane scene? Let's break that down. Okay, Civil War. Is it Civil War? No. Is that Civil? No, it's Falcon and the Winter Soldier. No, it's Winter Soldier. Sorry. God, I'm messing it up. Oh, chat, what do we think? Short hair or long hair, Bucky? Long, but still short. Wow, that's so very clear of you. Personally, I liked it when his hair was long. You know what I mean? And I liked that he was responsible. He was COVID safe. He had his mask on most of the time. Bucky's a great role model, even though some innocent people die because he decided to just kill them with his arm. But like, look how COVID safe, dude. This is beautiful. Oh, I love his character so much. He was under mind control. Well, you know, he could still get it. Where's Black Widow? Where's Black Widow?
Virginia Avenue, rendezvous 2 minutes.
There's Black Widow. Boom! There's the flying leg thing. What the holy, wait a second. How did gravity help? Okay. Whoa, okay, so she comes flying in, dude. 100 miles an hour. Where's she even coming from? Dude, she's on top of a car. Okay, so she flies in on top of a car. The continuity's kind of fucked here. Her leg's like extended and like not extended here, but whatever. So then she flies towards him. She kicks the rifle out of his hand, which is cool. That's pretty cool, right? So then she's kind of going down, but then somehow stays up in the air. And she does the thing where, yeah, she's got a wire here, right? So that adds to, so she kind of like, this isn't that bad. This is pretty cool. Bucky's like, wait, no, please stop. I really don't like this. Don't do it. So then she has this like really sharp wire or like really strong wire that she's choking him with. And he's like, no, don't choke me. Please, Black Widow. So that's kind of... It's like borderline, it's like almost the inverted triangle. Instead, she's using a wire. This is like a triangle if you had a wire, right? And then Bucky's like, yeet, and she goes flying. He's like, I'm gonna use this weapon. That's pretty cool. That's not a jujitsu move that I know of. Uh-oh, Zaddy. Uh-oh, there's Zaddy. Wow, that was cool. Cool moment, huh? Bucky punching the shield like that. Wow, so powerful. So much power on both sides. Oh, you know whose athleticism I appreciated, whether it was him or not, was Spider-Man's character. Really good, like, gymnastic form on like a lot of their stunts. I don't know if it was, I don't know how much he did. I don't know how much Tom Holland did, but him and his stunt actor, goddamn, really, really impressive. He's a gymnast. He trained in ballet. Oh, well, it shows. All of that shows. That makes sense. He moves like a gymnast. I keep seeing TikToks about people who are like, they're like, when you just finish paying off your car in downtown New York and Tony Stark decides to chop it in half. Really cool knife fighting here. Really cool sequence. Cool little spinning back kick. Oh, nice little knee to the chest. Nice little takedown. That was beautiful, actually. That was a beautiful takedown. It's a little judo toss. Yep. What is this called? Is this called Ippo-Tsunagi? What does that look like? No, Ippo-Tsunagi is like a little bit more over the top. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's like over the shoulder. So this is like a little bit more to the side, but it's still a really cool toss. Damn. Okay. Nice little suplex. That was cool. Beautiful. Oh, the reveal. Oh my God. Damn. That was a great fight. That was a good sequence. Really liked it. Who the hell is Bucky? I think the dialogue was kind of weak. I think he should have said, who the hell shit is Bucky?
You know me. No, I don't.
He said the thing, chat. Oh. Oh my God, that was a great takedown. Holy, what the? All right, so good tip. If you ever have anyone by the neck, 3 feet in the air, this is a great way to take him down. Sheesh, that was nice. All right, so he hasn't, this is an arm lock. This is what I was talking about. So he has this arm lock.
Drop it. Drop it.
He kind of,
Drop it.
the way he snaps it is like more of a shoulder. Like, how does this, okay, his arm is like bent right here, right? And then he does that. And his arm's just still bent. Like, what broke? I appreciate it, but that was like a weird angle. Maybe, I don't know. So here we go. Here's the rear naked choke. So look, okay, what's the, chat, what is the problem here with this position? What does Cap need to be doing? Did you study? No hooks. Yes. Who said it? Mitty said it. Peyton said it. That's not the problem. Okay, this is great here, right? So he has the body triangle, I think. No, he just goes to sleep. He's like, you got me. No hooks, no hooks. Oh, he pins the leg. That's right. He pins his leg with his arm with his leg. So this is another option. So once you pin that arm, there's no defending the choke. You're in deep trouble when that happens. So he just goes to sleep. He's like, I'm not, that's it. I guess I just dream now. That right there. I appreciated that shot because in most movies you have people like getting choked out and it looks like this and they can easily just turn their hips and stand up. But when you lock the arm like this, it makes it real. Beautiful. Yeah, and that's a gable grip. Cap did his homework and Bucky took a nap. Okay, that was good. I'll continue my notes though, right? So I have a few more, let me tell you exactly what I have left on my list. So I have Black Widow. Definitely should be some jujitsu in that, or some flying stuff, whatever. Then we have What If. Then we have Shang-Chi. Then we have Eternals. Then we have Hawkeye. And then I'm going to rewatch No Way Home. So between all those, we're definitely going to have some stuff to talk about, right? So we'll do some breakdowns. But I also have Daredevil to watch. I have 3 seasons of Daredevil. I haven't watched any of that. So the Marvel Daredevil I will watch. Shang-Chi has some good grappling stuff. Oh, I'm excited. Love the necklace. Dude, this is the Stormbreaker. I've been wearing this for how many months? Not knowing what it is? I just realized that the other day. Pretty awesome. Thank you for that. That was really neat. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I was excited every time a scene like that happened. Like, there were so many cool fight scenes in the MCU, and like anytime a scene like that happened, I made it a point to write some stuff down because I wanted to share it with you. Great presentation. You did your research. You showed your work and included citations. Your explanations were very much in depth. You get an A and a pass in my class this semester. Chat, we passed!